hopefully will the internet still exist in 200 years time so that people will watch me doing this.
I said it's warm, not hot, Amy. You know what
We're at the beach now, get a go in the water. I think you like them.
In with it. Ready, 3. Charlie! Yeah.
Thomas Goffin.
Will it see anything except for it will probably be something like, will it be one that you can see?
Yeah. Now it might be a weird place to be shooting a thing about family in a graveyard. I tried to do this piece of camera in the sea, but if I'm doing this now it didn't come out. But doing a lot of research on ancestry, I thought all my family were basically from the north of England, from Lancashire and Yorkshire. My mum's side actually from Humberside, from Hull. Do you remember the one I did about Ernest Lonsborough? That was the one I shot in France this year, the guy who was killed on the 22nd of March 1918. Well, it's his mother who is also my great-great-great-grandmother, Amy's great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, and her father, Thomas Goffin, is buried in this churchyard in Great Yarmouth in Suffolk. And I didn't realise that I had any family, any connection with the sort of this part of the world. I know that my dad's side, the Forshaw side, are primarily miners, and my dad's maternal side, my great-grandfather was an optician who died when my grandmother was quite young. For me, it just shows the importance of family, and also how you don't realise how things fit together. For example, I didn't realise I had any connection to East Anglia, which is where I now live, in the Cambridgeshire countryside and around that way, but it turns out we do. And in this church here, St Nicholas's Church, Great Yarmouth, Thomas Goffin, my great-great-great-great-grandfather, married Elizabeth Farnham, that was it, in this church. Their daughter married my great-grandfather's dad, and that's the connection there. So it's a long way removed, but it's weird still being here. So what we're trying to find is Thomas Goffin's grave, because it is in this churchyard. We just might be looking for it for a bit. The reason we're not together as a family right now is that Charlie's fallen asleep, and so Katie's standing in the car with him. Amy's helping me look. Having died in 1878, you know, 140 odd years ago, well actually 140 odd years ago, there's no sort of saying where things might be. The one thing that has become really apparent is kind of the differences now in what happens as you go along a line. For example, I go through 4 or 5 generations on some, and they're all miners or they're all fishermen on this side, everyone's involved in fishing, and then that changes, and the thought for them of me being able to do a video which will be seen by people in the United States, in California, in Arkansas, in New York, in Australia. I'm just naming places where people have emailed me from in the last week. It's just incredible, and it's just amazing kind of thinking, I wonder, hopefully will the internet still exist in 200 years time so that people will watch me doing this. It's mind-blowing, isn't it? But the core of all of it is family, and that's what I've been doing the last kind of week, is just spending some really important time with family.
Yeah, if I took one off, it was buried in, I don't know.
Yeah. What does it say?
Nothing.
Can't read it, can you? So sadly, given the fact he was buried in here 140 years ago, we can't find Thomas Goffin's grave, mainly because so many of the gravestones, probably the sea air has dissolved the writing off them. But anyway, this is quite a nice place. It would have been nice, even better, if we'd got a look inside of the church, but it's closed up now because we've been at the beach all day. And to finish off a trip to the seaside with the family, there's only one thing you can do, and that is go for chippy tea.
Alright, and a medium.
So that's about all we've got time for today. Make sure you check out my last vlog here. This is what I was up to this time last year. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you don't already. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you soon. Say bye bye.
Bye bye.